Men met Jesus. So last week we talked about when Jesus died on the cross, right? And then come back to life, right? So now we're going to talk about two men that he met on his way to meet the disciples, okay? Okay. Our lesson is taken out of Luke 24:13 through 35. Two men walked to a town called Emmaus. The town was a few miles from Jerusalem. The men were talking and arguing about what had happened the past week. A man joined them. This man was Jesus, but the men did not know that it was him. Jesus asked the men why they were arguing. The men told Jesus what had happened the past few days. They said, Jesus did many miracles. We thought that he was the person that the prophets said would come. But Jesus died on a cross. Now, 3 days later after that, some women went to the tomb where he was buried, but it was empty. An angel told them that Jesus was alive. As they walked, Jesus reminded them what the Bible had said about him. When they neared Emmaus, the men asked him to stay with them, and he did. They sat down to eat, and Jesus took bread and prayed over it, and tore it to share with the men. Suddenly the men understood that it was Jesus sitting at their table with them. The men returned to Jerusalem that night to find Jesus' disciples, or helpers. They told the disciples they had seen Jesus and that he was alive. Even if I read a different little version of this, it even says Jesus appeared to many people. He walked with two followers on the Emmaus road. So let's do our Bible verse. It says, tell people about Jesus. Matthew 28, 19. All right, and there's another one that says, God loved us and sent his son. 1 John 4:10. So right here, Jaden, on the top, you're going to connect the shapes to each other, okay?
Yeah, the margins.
Yep, so you do that.
Let me see.
Do the circle to the circle. Square to square. On a triangle.
That's ouchie.
Okay, now we're going to read what it says. Okay, so we're going to follow the what it matches. So it says, God loved the world and sent his son. Good. Now on the bottom, we're going to look at different types of bread that you've tried in the past, because Jesus broke bread. Okay, so we're going to circle that, and for the people at home, you can probably just show them this and they can just point out what all that they have tried.
Can I?
Yes. Okay. So Jaden, you are going to circle what breads you have tried, okay?
Here's a light one.
What about a hot dog bun?
Yeah.
What about some type of cookie that's got bread in it? You had cookies? You've had cookies before. What about a bagel? Have you ever had a bagel? Yeah. Good.
I've tried one before.
Yeah, we've got them at church sometimes.
Yeah.
What about a biscuit? Good. And what about like a loaf of bread, or like unleavened bread or anything like that? Have you ever had a loaf of bread? Yeah, you have. Whenever we go out to eat, sometimes they'll have like a loaf sort of like that. So yeah, circle that.
I usually don't eat these because they taste terrible.
So for those at home, I recommend you try something, make some type of bread and break it with them, so that the kids may be able to understand a little bit more about Jesus breaking breads with them. Alright, hang on. You can go play. We're done.
Jimmy, look.
Go on. Go on.
Jimmy,
Jaden, shut your mouth. Go on.
fix it. I'll fix it for you. Okay.
Go now to your room.
There's Ellen.
Jaden Hush. Thank you all, and come again next week, and we will talk about a man named Peter and how he preached about Jesus.